I put up a chart at the hearing of the child porn cases she's had. And there have been a couple where she had no discretion in sentencing. Either there was a mandatory minimum that she had to sentence, or there was a plea agreement that both the prosecution and defense agreed to, and so she implemented it. So if you look at the cases where she had discretion and where the prosecution made a recommendation, every single one, she sentenced the defendant to way, way, way below the sentencing guidelines and way, way, way below what the prosecutor asked for. So I walked through United States versus Chazen. The sentencing guidelines were 78 to 97 months. The prosecutor asked for 78 to 97 months. She sentenced Chazen to 28 months. Yeah. So that's 64% less than the prosecutor asked for. United States versus Cooper. Sentencing guidelines was 151 to 188 months. That's 15 years. Prosecutor asked for 72 months, so substantially less. She sentenced him to 60 months, but that was the mandatory minimum. She didn't have discretion. That was a 17% reduction. United States versus Downs. Prosecutor asked for 70 months. She sentenced to 60. That was the mandatory minimum. She couldn't go below 60. That was a 14% reduction. United States versus Hawkins. Prosecutor asked for 49 months. United States versus Savage. Prosecutor asked for 49 months. She sentenced him to 37 months. That was a 24% reduction. United States versus Stewart. Prosecutor asked for 97 months. She sentenced him to 57 months. And then United States versus Hawkins. I want to pause on this one. The guidelines were 97 to 121 months. So that's 10 years. This was an 18-year-old kid. It was a young adult who had multiple graphic videos of child pornography with children as young as 8 years old. Children 8, children 10, children 11, engaged in sexual acts with adults and engaged in sexual acts with each other. In one instance, being violently raped. So these are videos of children, young children being violently raped. The guidelines said 97 to 121 months, 10 years. The prosecutor asked for 24 months. She sentenced him to 3 months. 3 months for having multiple videos of children, young children as young as 8, engaged in explicit graphic sexual acts. And at the hearing today, we asked her about it, and she just responded with platitude. She said, well, child pornography is horrible and it's terrible and I despise it. And she said, I'm a mom. I love my kids. I don't doubt she loves her kids. But, and at the sentencing hearing, she said, well, this 18-year-old, he was young and he's not a pedophile. She apparently determined he's not a pedophile. He just had videos of children engaged in explicit sexual acts.
And young children, too. It's not as though he's 18 and it's videos of a 16-year-old, right? It's 18 videos of an 8-year-old.
And she said at the sentencing hearing, well, he was curious, and these were his peers near his age. And so the point you said, we asked her about, said, look, he was 18. An 18-year-old is not a peer to an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if you are in possession of multiple videos of young children being violated. She may say he's not a pedophile, but in my book, look, this is not a victimless crime. You can get 3 months for a damn speeding ticket.
Yeah.
And yet in this case, and the problem is child porn, because there's a market for it, it means that children are violated. These were kids. This was not virtual porn. This was not fake. These were real children who were horribly violated. And at the sentencing hearing, she apologized to the criminal defendant and said, I'm sorry this happened to you. And it is stunning. I don't know how to explain it. She keeps getting indignant and saying these are heinous, egregious crimes. But then she won't explain why she provides such light sentences.
And even to this point of, I'm so sorry this is happening to you. There are plenty of people who argue this is a victimless crime. If the person who's consuming it is not actively producing the pornography, then, it's just another digital image. It's just zeros and ones. But as you just alluded to, Senator, the point is there's a market for this. And so if you are feeding the demand for child pornography, then you are incentivizing the producers to, in some cases, kidnap, to violate children. You are participating in that.